Being called a jack of all trades is a bit of a backhanded compliment, mostly due to the implied master of none at the end. It's a label that's regularly applied to Grand Touring all-season tires, and while it's true that they don't excel in any one specific area, the best in the category keep getting better at doing nearly everything. Continental and Yokohama both have new Grand Touring all-season tires that they claim can do it all better than the current leaders in the category. To see how their new entries stack up against the top of the class, we took the Continental Pure Contact LS and Yokohama Avid Ascend GT and compared them to the Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready and Michelin Premier AS. Let's see what we found out. Drivers live with the on-road manners of their tires day in and day out, so that's one area Grand Touring all-season tires really need to excel if they hope to succeed in the category. The Premier AS won over our team thanks to its overall sporty demeanor, with the firmest and most controlled ride, eager steering response, and some light but audible tread growl. The Pure Contact LS has its own unique blend of traits that also scored very favorably. The light and direct steering is precise, and the ride is a little active but appropriate for the category. Ride quality overall is a strong point for the Avid Ascend GT, with soft damping that absorbs initial impacts very well, but some continued motion afterward feels somewhat unsettled. The light handling should be acceptable for commuting, but a lack of any real weight or feedback means it doesn't feel engaging. The on-road manners of the Assurance Weather Ready are well suited for the way it'll be used, with no traits that stand out or should result in any real dissatisfaction for drivers. None of the tires in this test will be mistaken for a track day special, but they all have what it takes if a driver wants to go for a spirited run from time to time. The fast reflexes, excellent balance, and confident grip of the Pure Contact LS mean it's our team's subjective favorite, in addition to setting the fastest average laps. The Premier AS's sporty feel on the road carries over to the track, with strong front-end authority and nimble handling. The Avid Ascend GT has strong grip, though it isn't quite as coordinated or precise as the top-scoring tires, but it's overall just as capable. Similarly, the Assurance Weather Ready feels a little less planted and less confident than the others due to some noticeable tread squirm, but its objective lap times are in a three-way tie for second fastest. The Avid Ascend GT exerts its dominance in the wet, with a poised demeanor and balanced abilities that feel friendly and build confidence. As the previous class leader in the wet, the Premier AS is a strong performer too. While it doesn't feel like it has the outright grip of the newer entries, the total package is a nicely cohesive whole that does everything well. The Pure Contact LS is also impressive, with objective figures that essentially tie for second and no bad habits that would make a driver lose confidence. The Assurance Weather Ready is a significant step back from the rest of the group. Lower limits hurt the objective data, and it gets a little out of sorts when pushed to the limit. Grand Touring all-season tires really are a jack of all trades, but as the best in the category keep getting better, they're arguably becoming the masters of the way most drivers use their cars most of the time. The Michelin Premier AS is the complete package, with balanced traits that allow it to perform at a high level in every test. Continental's Pure Contact LS is another well-rounded performer, with very good wet traction, sharp and confident dry handling, and on-road manners that are likely to satisfy most drivers. The Yokohama Avid Ascend GT really stands out in our wet testing, with grip and balance that make it the new benchmark for the category. The ride rounds over big impacts nicely, but some excess motion and a lack of steering feel leave some room for improvement on the road. The Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready delivers an acceptable performance on the road and on the dry track, with no deficiencies that really stand out. Wet traction is an area that could use a big step up, especially if the goal is to keep up with the best in the category. Watch for our winter performance evaluation of these Grand Touring all-season tires after our 2019 winter testing. As we compare tires side by side, we find each one has its own personality. It's not as easy as simply choosing between good and bad. So as you view our test results, it's important to focus on your priorities and what fits best with how, where, and what you drive. And also be sure to go to TireRack.com to read the full test report and to learn more about the tires featured in this test.